and see what's in this week's share and what you can do with it. So this week we have sweet potato greens. This kind of freaks people out. Don't be freaked out by it. These are the greens that grow from the sweet potatoes underground. Unlike potato greens you can't eat, sweet potato greens have amazing nutrients in them, lots of vitamin E, good for your digestion, blood sugar regulation, immune boosting. But how do you work with them and what do they taste like? Think of these like spinach. Not quite as earthy, a little bit nicer in flavor, and they'll take on the flavor of whatever you put them in. Yes, you can eat them raw. You can also eat them slightly steamed or cooked. But they're like spinach in that it's very light, and so if you do steam or cook them, it's just a very short amount of time. I usually take the long stems off and just work with the leaves. You can, however, eat those stems. They are good. And of course, this week's green butter lettuce, which we just love. I've really been enjoying mine for wraps and putting lots of things in them, wrapping them up and eating them. I made an awesome like mock tuna in it with my cashews, and it was so good. Little extra lemon in there. Of course, we have our microgreens, which is just basically like your vitamins and nutrients all in one little leaf. So these are so good for you. I always just encourage people, just put them right on top of things, but eat them raw. You can even put them in smoothies and do it that way, but they don't really have a ton of strong flavor. So these are salad greens, so they're a little bit lighter in flavor and way easier to use. And of course, we have these awesome carrots. I like it when they're really thin like this. It's a little bit different use. Yeah, I like the thicker ones to kind of dip in things and eat. But when it's like this, I'll just cut and leave chunks, and that's when I'll steam them, put them in a soup or a stew, or one of my favorite things at my household, of course, is stir fry. Which brings us to the next guy. We have sugar snap peas again. These are so good, not just for stir fry, which is where they go at my house, but also just for a great snack. You just pop off the top and eat them. You can eat them raw or cooked. Great for digestion. But this is a good way to get that crunch in you if you're craving potato chips, let's say, and you want something a little bit healthier. You can sit and crunch on these instead, and it's a great snack. I love those. Then we also have local delicata squash. They come in different sizes, different shapes, of course, but delicata squash is really nice. So these are smaller, but typically like any other hard squash, you'll cut them open and scoop the seeds out. I save my seeds and I roast them. I will put amazing flavors with them, little chili pepper, a little bit of lime juice, sea salt, roast them, and they're really good. But the great thing about delicata squash is you can actually eat the skin if you cook it really well. So these are small, they don't need a lot of cook time, but I'll cut them in half, scoop out my seeds, lay them in a tray, just a little bit of water, and I'll roast them. These don't need as much time, maybe 20 minutes. How you know it's done is when you put your finger right on the skin and it divots in and it's soft, then you know it's done and ready to cook. But you can also put them right into your soups or stews, which is great. And yeah, it's summer, y'all. Jalapeno pepper time. So if you like jalapeno pepper flavor, but maybe you don't like the heat, don't use the seeds or the inside white part, because that's where it's a lot of heat. And if you really want to back it off and make it milder in heat, if you will take the seeds and the white part out, and then after chopping them, soak them in lime juice for about 30 minutes, and that'll give it a good flavor, but not be too hot. If you like all the heat, leave all of that in there and cook it straight, just like you would. Of course, we have avocados, because that is such a good staple for anyone. One of the best fats. In fact, this is one of the best foods to introduce to your baby when they're starting solids, because it has all the nutrients and fats that the body and the brain needs for development. But even as we get older, our joints need a little more lubrication, our brain needs more support. That's what these guys do for you. How about beets? Yeah, we have a little bit of beet in there. Again, I always tell people don't be afraid of them. You can make them really small chopped and roast them with those carrots, your delicata squash, a couple of other root vegetables, maybe potatoes, and just whatever you season it with, it'll just take it. And you'll like it a lot better if you're not a beet fan, but you can also eat these raw or juice them. This variety is a red beet. There are a few varieties of beets that are a little harsher to eat raw, like the candy cane one, which looks like it's red and white striped on the inside. They're a little harsher raw because they're itchy. This one you can eat raw, no problem. And we have local purple paisley potatoes. Love these. So yeah, they're purple and white on the inside and they make this great tie-dye effect, but they have more nutrients in them that are a little bit better for the oxidation in your blood cells, a little more supportive immune-wise, rather than the starchy white russets that are actually going to spike your blood sugar. These won't spike your blood sugar quite as much as those white starchy ones will, which is really, really nice to know. Shiitake mushrooms. We love these guys. So this is a great protein that you can add to anything. If you're vegan looking for protein, this is great for you. Even if you're not vegan and you just need more protein in your diet, it's always good to rotate the types of protein and the sources you're getting your protein from. So this is a good one to pop in there, mushrooms, specifically shiitake, because they have healing medicinal properties that are really beneficial beyond some of the other standard mushrooms. Great, by the way, for lowering your cholesterol, which most people are looking for. Zucchini, another good staple because this guy's gonna take on the flavor of whatever you use. I love to cut mine in half and do it this way, and then I basically scoop out a tiny bit of the seed and I'll bake all sorts of onion and garlic and vegetables on it, and it's like a veggie kind of bake. But I will put my vegan cheese, or you can melt your own cheese on it. So yummy, even the kids will like it. Just nice. And then we have tomatoes. So Roma tomatoes, of course, you can eat in any form. This week's tomatoes are a little on the green side, which is actually pretty good because you get different nutrients from them than when they're red and ripe. Red and ripe, they're gonna have more tomato flavor. This way, you get a little different immune boosters out of them, and they taste a little crunchier when you're eating them raw. Just kind of a nice pop in a salad or something that you're eating raw. I like it that way. We also have purple whole beans. So these are local. Purple whole beans do not need to be soaked before you cook them, and they cook really quickly, like 30, maybe 45 minutes, depending on what you put it with. It's really pretty easy to just pop them in any dish. If you're making a soup or a stew, super easy. Then of course we have our Bartlett pears. Bartlett pears are a little bit sweeter as they get softer than maybe the D'Anjou spicy type. This is a little bit more what we think of when we think of pear. Great way to get bowels moving if you need them. And of course we have our Gala apples, which will also help move some things. But a nice good crunch for summer. It's kind of nice to get all the different types of apples that are coming in. Yeah, we have mini watermelons, hard to get in organic, so we have them in our shares this week. And one of the things I like to do is to actually take the seeds out of them, and I will roast those, because yeah, you can eat them. They're really good for kidney bladder cleansing and detoxing, believe it or not. And you can take the white part, which is between the pink and the outer green, the rind part, and you can use those. You can pickle them, use them in stir fry, you can cook them up. Don't waste it. It's actually really good for you. Local blackberries are still popping off, though I don't know how much longer we'll have them for. They're really good. Definitely want to try to keep these as dry as possible. Berries are very sensitive and they need to be eaten quickly. That's the same with like our grapes. We have red grapes. In summer, it's just something you want to eat quickly. If you don't get to them right away, you can always freeze them. They freeze nicely. And then we have local figs. These little brown mission figs are great, but they are the most sensitive of everything in your share this week. So take them home, eat them immediately, or freeze them or dehydrate them. So often I will freeze these and then I will pop them into a smoothie or something that I'm making a dish really easily. Or if I really want the true fig flavor, I'll just dehydrate them, and then the flavor kind of pops up very concentrated in my salads and things that I put them in later. So we do have quite a few good things for you to work with this week in your share. Hope you enjoy it. If you like tips like these, just give us a like and share it with your friends. Hope this helps. Thanks, guys.